on this edition of Eye on the Bay.
Coming to you from the West Coast's first national cemetery, this is Eye on the Bay. I'm Brian Hackney. The San Francisco National Cemetery is one of the original 13 cemeteries established by Congress to inter veterans of the armed services after Congress passed a law in 1863. Well, today there are 114 such cemeteries. Here, there are 31,323 veterans of the armed services. Of those, 35 were awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. We're going to tell you the story of 3 of them from 3 different wars, and we'll begin with Vietnam. 5 hours north of San Francisco lies the small, quaint town of Trinity Center. Tucked away at the north end of Trinity Lake, this rural community is home to 455 residents and one humble hero.
Just like going to work every day. You had a job to do, you had a mission to perform.
EERG. Correct.
Captain James A. Taylor is a Vietnam veteran. He is one of only 117 living recipients of our country's highest military honor, recognized for his valiant display of bravery almost 40 years ago.
This great medal, right now I have goosebumps because as I see this beautiful medal, I also feel and I touch every thread of this medal that belongs to every man and woman. That's tough. But whoever wore this uniform. I entered the service in August 1955, and I've been Armored Cav ever since. Armored Cav is a joint task force organization. You have your tanks, you have personnel carriers, you have infantry, the old Custer style group of guys. Very hard charging, very dedicated.
After 12 years of service, James made first lieutenant and headed to Vietnam.
We shipped over in '67 and as a unit. And once we got into Vietnam, we were assigned to Task Force Oregon, which later became the AmeriCal Division. We were in northern Vietnam, up by Da Nang, Q Lai, Monkey Mountain, up the north part. But on November the 6th, Captain Staley, my troop commander, was hit and evacuated. Then I was, being the executive officer, I was the next in command.
The next day, November 7th, 1967, James Taylor was forced to fight for his life, as well as the lives of his comrades.
We were just trying to find out what really were we up against. And come to find out, it was a fortified position. Fire was constant. We were getting RPGs in there, which is rocket propelled. We were getting mortars, a lot of machine gun fire, a lot of rifle fire. But it's just like you standing in the middle of, on a 4th of July exercise, and you're right up there where all the booming and the banging's going. But it's actually right on the ground, and you're running through it. Our forward observer from the artillery was hit. So I took over the forward observation duties also, of calling in airstrikes, calling in gunships, plus doing all of the other things an XO is supposed to do. And that's get the wounded out, make sure the supplies are up. And it was a long 9 hours.
During those 9 hours, Lieutenant Taylor dodged enemy fire, going in and out of battle, retrieving wounded soldiers.
It was 7, 8, 9 times. I extracted 12 people, roughly, I think it was 12 people. So I never thought about it. I just, if you see someone get hit, you go get him to safety, get him out of there.
Give me some cover!
We would take the tracks that were not engaged with the enemy and have them protect the wounded until the chopper could come in and get them out. And then I would just go right back up. They weren't going to keep me out of there. I would see shrapnel. and that kind of stuff. I mean, nothing major, no major arteries, stuff like that. It was stuff that I could live with.
Just over a year later, on November 19th, 1968, President Lyndon Johnson awarded James the Congressional Medal of Honor.
I couldn't believe it, because it was like, why me? Why not Captain Barvetto? How about Lieutenant Lindsay? All those guys were right there with me and doing their job, just like I was doing my job. But I was deeply honored. I wear this medal in their honor. This is my wife, Sandy.
Today, James Taylor is a proud family man. He spends his time with his wife, showing off his twin granddaughters, and speaking to school children about lessons that he's learned throughout life.
The young Americans today, to realize that they have an obligation to be the best person they can and to succeed in life. And if their country calls, go forth. Today we have the young men and women in Iraq and Afghanistan that my heart goes out for them. I email a couple every week, and I ask them several times, how do you feel about our congressmen and our senators up there bickering and moaning? And they email me back and say, sir, we don't worry about them, we have a job to do. God bless you for what you did, and we're going to do our job and we're going to come home safely. That makes me feel proud.